this time we just chat or hang out or whatever. As the intro slows down, I will
knock it up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What's up? All right.
That's probably one of the best original cartoons right now.
Oh yeah,
Rick and Morty.
It's
That
awesome.
guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Some of his concepts even blow my mind.
Can I steal this?
Yeah,
One of
go
these?
for it.
All right.
I'll sit there and just watch it on a loop.
Oh yeah, it'll get you, man. Poor Jerry. That's the epitome.
Right? We try not to be Jerry's on the show.
Oh, Jerry's the greatest.
Welcome to the 2.5 Amigos podcast. Today we have with us a special guest, country comedian, entrepreneur. Right? I can't talk. I can't even talk today. You're right. Why don't you give us a little bit? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you got going on?
Not much this right now. I got a whole lot going on. That's why I can say I got much going on. Let's see. Got the ice cream right now. Blow Your Mind Sweets. Cheesecake ice cream, 51 flavors. A cheesecake to match. We also have other things that go along with catering. We do multiple things, multiple magnitude of things.
Nice. Very nice.
Me personally, I'm a comic from out of Washington, D.C. Made it my way to California 20 years ago. Worked for the government for about 10 or 15, worked in private industry.
Oh, okay.
You know, did that. Got into comic. I was a bodyguard for Garrett Morris one night. And he's the guy from Jamie Foxx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
The old man.
Oh,
Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Stan from Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I was a bodyguard to him, and at the club, and they had a comic short, I think, or something. I'm not sure, but he said, "We don't really need you to guard tonight. Get on the stage." I say, "What?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Man, you're funny, man. Get on the stage." I say, well, "Okay, well, why not?" Him and Kevin Williams started my career.
Wow.
And it went from there. I went from one night being a bodyguard. Next thing you know,
You're a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
Nice.
You know, I've been a chef for 20 years, so that was already in my loop. So it just went hand in hand. So and
Nice.
then never stopped.
Very cool.
Well, since you did bring up the ice cream, we have a couple different ice cream topics through this podcast that we're going to bring. And then if you want to take us off on an adventure with some topics that you want to bring to the table, feel free. And then, yeah, from there.
Let's do
The
it.
first one, you brought up your company with the ice cream, Blow Your Mind Sweets.
Yes.
How do we get our hands on it?
There you go.
Well, you can look on our Facebook page. You can do Instagram. If you're one of the major 3 cities that we're in right now, which will be L.A., Phoenix, and Washington, D.C., we take orders. You can get to us. Just contact us.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So one of the questions we want to ask you, if you had to choose between chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry, which would you choose as a flavor?
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Really?
You
Okay.
can't beat strawberry.
So when you get the
I
Nepal,
love-
what is it? The
Napolitan?
Napolitano. Get that ice cream.
Neapolitan.
Yeah. You just
Neapolitan.
you just go strawberry first, and then you go.
That's funny. We have a Neapolitan cheesecake ice cream.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
We
Okay,
have
cool.
it.
Okay.
Yes,
That
we
sounds
do.
good.
I'm a chocolate.
Chocolate
Favorite,
guy?
yeah.
You go that one first.
It's right behind you, fellas. You can try one out live on the air.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I brought
I was
going to
bring that a little later, but yeah, he did.
I did
bring
bring.
in-
I think I brought mint chip,
I'll have to go
orange
grab some.
cream, brownie explosion.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that one sounds really good.
Brownie explosion. So you guys go ahead and
You have any
dig in. Yeah, no, I'm going to go get some straws. Keep the comments going.
You need straws? I don't
straws?
think you need straws. I think you need
No.
spoons.
Spoons, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think you
Maybe
caught
that's
contact.
maybe we learned something. Maybe that's how he eats his ice cream.
Hey, I do have a milkshake that you can make out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Cheesecake milkshake. Trust me,
Very
it
true.
works.
So, how long you been in the ice cream business?
I've been in the ice cream business for about maybe 6 years now.
Oh, okay, cool.
When I was pushed into retirement, I said, "Look, I had to think of something.
Yeah.
You know, life don't stop."
Yeah.
So
I don't.
That's for sure, man.
I've always believed in creating things.
Something, yeah.
You create something and you rule the world.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree.
Was ice cream always like your passion as
Yeah.
far as what to do, or did you want to do like a different? Because you said you've been chefing for a while. I don't know if that's the right phrase to say.
Well,
You're
I've
cooking
been
it
a
up for a
chef
while.
for a while. I didn't have a plan on ice cream. The ice cream thing kind of happened with my nephew.
I was gonna ask you how did the ice cream thing?
My nephew, he's a major part of this. We started it together. I was making cheesecakes one night, and I had an ice cream maker. And he said, "You ever take your cheesecake mix and make ice cream out of it?" I said, "I never thought of that." and he said, "Well, let's try." So we smoked a couple of blunts, and we got in the lab, and we started working together.
Wow.
And we came up with one flavor, which was the basic vanilla flavor. And I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty damn good. It's much different than everyone else I ever tasted.
Was that after the blunt wore off, or was
That was while the blunt was working.
okay? Because I mean, everything's gonna taste probably
is
amazing
really
for the
good.
most part.
I'm
You
going
know
to tell
what I
you
mean?
like this. I hate the way society lied to you, but the greatest inventions
Wow, this is good.
are from drugs.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
I'm going to tell you right now.
They sparked the first thought.
The CIA got a long list of study with drugs.
Really?
Okay?
Wow.
True.
We know the mind control. Okay?
Yeah.
But all in said, we created something very unique and special, and I couldn't do it without them.
This
Really
is really
good.
good.
So-
Yeah.
I just had the brownie explosion one. That,
Of course you did.
well, here, have some.
No, it's fine.
I didn't.
What do you think? You
I didn't
tainted
double.
it.
I didn't
You
double
tainted
dip it. So either way, it's really good.
I have
It
OC.
is
Is it OC? What would it?
OCD.
OC, that's orange cream.
Oh, okay.
Orange
Yeah,
cream.
I can taste the orange in it. So I
That's
was like,
orange cream.
I got the mint chip.
I have
Yeah, that's good.
50. I have
nobody's having it.
51 flavors. I made sure I created a flavor for every nationality.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I have a matcha flavor that we're pushing, which, with the help of my girl. She did that one very well. She created the matcha flavor one, so we have a matcha cheesecake ice cream. Worked out really well.
Nice.
And our CBD line ice cream will be coming out soon.
oh wow,
We have some unique flavors for that one as well.
that'd be really cool.
We have one CBD ice cream that I don't want to talk much about.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
But
don't-
it's going to
don't
take
stir your
out.
stuff.
It's going to take care of about 3 to 4 different illnesses to help the community.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, and I mean, they need to get like so.
With the program.
They do government wise
Yeah.
is what I mean with that stuff. But so, how hard is it going to be, or what do you need to do to get to selling that? Because it's
Well, for number one, I have to break into the market. There's a lot of legality, as we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to worry about big pharmaceutical. Big pharmaceutical is shaking in their pants right now.
Yeah.
of course they don't want.
Not only that they, not only from one OxyContin company, it's about 3 of them. One has to give back about $600 million, but they collected $600 billion over the past
Yeah.
20, 30 years.
from
So-
pushing those pills.
Exactly, and they know the dangers of the pill.
Yeah.
But once again, like I like to always tell people, our government has failed us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not. I worked for the government for many years. I had the pleasure of working under Reagan.
Really?
Oh,
I was
wow.
very young. I was one of my first high-profile guards,
Really?
and I was like 21, 22 when I first worked for him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And he was going through senility. You know, he was just
Yeah.
a figurehead, but
Yeah.
he was genuinely a good dude. He didn't believe in the industrial complex which we're faced with today.
Yeah,
If you know the lineage of his that he left and what he really believed in, they pushed Daddy Bush on him.
yeah,
So with that being said, you do your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Reagan was actually a good dude.
yeah,
He wasn't. I mean, I watched him give everybody a fair shot.
yeah.
I mean, you can get. I don't care for racist propaganda,
Right.
because that's what it is. And I tell people all the time, if you know your history, who created propaganda? And if that's the case, why the fuck do you believe in it?
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Makes no sense to me.
Oh.
Right.
So a lot of it had to go along with propaganda. So once you get past that, you see everything for what it is.
Okay.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
You see
cool.
the bigger
worked for
picture.
Reagan, man.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I liked him. He's cool.
Wow.
That's
So,
really cool.
besides your own flavors, do you have a favorite ice cream flavor?
My favorite would be pecan praline. I like that one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I'm a pecan pie fan. I don't know if it's kind of in that.
It's down that
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
The pecan praline is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
You would like that one. You would like that one a lot.
Very cool. That's my Thanksgiving. I go to.
We've muted Albert.
Did we? Was it mute the whole
Did you
time?
guys? Really?
He's over there. See, that's what happens.
No,
when
the
you-
ice cream has you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just quiet, eating your. You're like, forget you guys. I'm just gonna eat this ice cream.
Yeah.
I can't stop eating it.
That's why we call it blow your mind sweets. Once you eat it, you're like, what the?
Good. Very
really
good stuff.
I've had so many people say, I don't like cheesecake ice cream. I'm like, have you had this one?
You got
I
51
don't
to
like
choose from.
cheesecake ice. They say they go around the cheesecake chunks. I'm like, look, it's nothing like that. All right, I created this and perfected this. All right, taste it. I'll never forget. I was downtown LA when I first started. This was about 65 years ago, and I created an horchata cheesecake ice cream.
Oh, Albert will love that.
Oh,
Here we go.
And it was funny because I was downtown, and me and my cousin, me and my nephew, and we were selling, and the other vendors.
Yeah.
Yes, that's just what happened. And after she did that, she looked at me and said, I hate you, motherfucker. And I go, why do you hate us? Because you're about to get all our money. I go, thank you. I mean, that's just it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what bingo. I purposely went out of my way to make a flavor for every nationality. No one will be excluded.
That's very
Nice.
That's really good. Yeah.
You know? And if you had the matcha, and you know the $1 billion market that the Asians hold, oh yeah. Show me your ancient Chinese secret.
Yep.
I'm telling you now.
So, actually, I'm going to skip the next one. But we recently discovered Ben & Jerry's. We'll go to Ben & Jerry's for one.
Oh, yeah.
They recently found weed killer in their products. With yours, do you have any specific things that you have in yours that you would, or you don't, or is all homegrown?
That's the reason
organic?
why we don't want any machinery touching our stuff. That's
There you
why
go.
we have a small operations in each city.
Okay.
We just keep it very small so we can manage it like a mom and pop,
Yeah.
but we're going to have a corporate theme to it,
Okay.
but it's still going to be managed like mom and pop.
Yeah.
With that being said, we can keep more of a detail on the ingredients that we deal with, and we can deal with local farmers from each community that we deal with to bring money to them as well.
Well, yeah.
If we use local ingredients, then that's better for them
Yeah.
because when you use big farm or big industrial ingredients,
Yeah.
they use the weed killer.
Yeah, you don't know what goes
what's
in
going
there
in it.
essentially. Yeah.
I try to talk to small local farmers because I like to get it to the organic. That's what the big rage is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So therefore, it's a better advantage for our product, and it brings a healthier product. to
Yeah.
you without having to do all the.
That's a
extra
win-win
crap.
situation right there.
Trying to think about everything without having to do too much and still help. It's all about helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Profit sharing has been cut short because of corporations.
Yeah.
They
That's
share
a
with
good-
one another.
Oh,
And
do
then
they?
it trickles down to you
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
at their benefit.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
No.
We need to change that. And that was one of the things that was being dealt with during the early Reagan administration before he lost his marbles. And when Bush got a hold, Bush kept a little bit to it, but he gave in to a few. We know he gave into the gun corporation. We know he gave into pharmaceutical. He wouldn't give into a few other things, which was still holding back. And then when Clinton got in there, now everything went to hell.
What do you say? We're already halfway there anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the sprawl out from, the end of Daddy Bush, Clinton, Obama era.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of Trump, but
Yeah.
the more he goes on and the more we learn, I want to see some of the outcome.
Yeah.
He's still
Okay.
for himself. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
what it is. But he is doing a few things that I do see a major change in.
Oh, okay.
So I respect some of the stuff he's doing.
So we found an interesting story online pertaining to ice cream. Have you ever had anybody fight over your ice cream with a samurai sword?
No.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a good
Yeah,
commercial.
that's a good story. That's how good it is.
You blow my man sweet. Hey, yeah.
Especially
might
with
be a good one.
especially with the new line.
Yeah.
The Asian line.
I know. I like that one. That might work.
So we found in the UK Liverpool area a man jailed for threatening woman in an ice cream van with a samurai sword. So just a little video.
Was he Asian?
He was not
no, white
Asian.
dude.
No.
Oh man.
I know. But you know when you have your 51 flavor, isn't that the 51st? Isn't it the Asian?
No.
No.
Actually, the 52nd.
Oh, isn't that one? Okay, so the 52nd one you can change it up to have an Asian with a samurai sword.
I love how our internet
You
is
know,
not
people
working.
might go.
Hey, so you gotta be very careful these days.
And that's what I mean. It might fall into the category of he's stereotyping.
Yes. We're too sensitive.
We don't all have samurai swords.
We're too sensitive for no reason.
Exactly.
As soon as I can get this to work.
Yeah, it's outrage first, and then
Yep, here we go. So it'll start here
you
in
know
a
what I mean.
second.
You know what I mean? They get so uptight first.
Outrage first, then reasoning.
Yep.
Which is really ass
Oh,
backwards.
of course it's
Is there no
frozen.
video to it?
There it
Oh,
goes. So he's essentially,
Wow.
yeah, she's in an ice cream van, and he's hitting her with a sword.
Yeah. Or he's hitting
hitting the
in the seat with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
But
she not
maybe-
give him a push pop or something?
I don't know. They must have ran out of what he wanted.
Man, he didn't blow his pop right or something. I don't know. What's
Or
going
maybe
on,
that was
bro?
supposed to be the van with like kids in it, and it didn't show up.
Oh.
And then it was ice cream. He was mad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He windowless van.
He might be a Pizzagate fella. Don't know.
So how do you distribute your ice cream?
Mainly through catering projects. We do hand-to-hand, basically set up in a location.
Okay.
We just got everything finalized with our LLC and everything, so we can now do
nice.
legitimate business.
Nice.
Nice.
Very cool.
For about 3 years, it was like selling crack there. You know,
Slinging
cops
ice
come,
cream.
we run.
Yeah.
You
Y'all got any more of that ice cream?
Yeah, I'm not lying. You know, it's so funny.
Hey, you got any more ice cream, buddy?
I started this when I had my last day of work. They told me I had to quit because of disability. I had nothing. They made me homeless. The government is the process is strenuous. I ain't gonna lie. You have to break yourself before you make yourself.
Yeah.
And I basically had a recipe. I was selling pies, and I told you the story about my nephew.
Yeah.
And I had like about $20 and like $100 in stamps.
Damn.
And I bought food for me and my kids, and I bought one batch of ice cream to make, and that made me about 40 cups. At $3 a cup, you do the math.
Damn.
And I
Yeah.
started-
Yeah. Wow.
I just went from there. It's like you collect cans and
Yeah.
you just keep
Yeah,
going.
keep
I
going.
mean,
We do that.
I watched The Simpsons. Mr.
Yeah.
Burns did it. Damn it. You know,
From the bottom, yeah,
That's it.
the recycling plant.
If Mr. Burns did it. If he could
So-
do it, what the hell wrong with me?
It's so true.
I mean,
Nice.
we always want to magnify the exceptional,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but we never give a chance to become exceptional.
Exceptional. Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
just jump out the door. I want to be Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what
No,
Jordan
you-
had to do
you
to
had
be
to get
Jordan?
there,
Yeah.
You don't know what he had to do. I mean, I want to be Andre
that's
Agassi.
true.
You know what he
He
had
had
to
to
do.
do-
I want to
yeah.
be Serena Williams. Or, you know, she had to do a lot of late nights playing in
Yeah.
Compton with gunshots. You know, but you
Yeah.
don't respect that. You just
Yeah.
see her. Pa, 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 pa.
And you
Oh, I
think-
want to be there.
Yeah.
You can't, before you become an exception, you got to study the
Yeah.
exception.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I agree with that.
One of my biggest, was I got to work with Marvin Davis was one of my bosses when I was a kid, when I worked for Reagan.
Okay.
Yeah.
His office was underneath Reagan. And Marvin Davis, he was a billionaire. You
Yeah.
know of him. He was I love that dude. He was a good dude. There's very few people who acknowledge the poor
Yeah.
or don't consider you poor, but acknowledge the lesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a billionaire, but he would come and speak to all the employees. And I was in an elevator one time with him, and he cracked a joke on his fellow worker. He said, "Would you ever wear brown shoes with a blue suit?" I said, "You know what? That's a new trend going out." But he always treated me
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never forget what he said. To be a billionaire, you have to study a billionaire.
Yeah, that's true.
The millionaire mindset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's wow.
And he was he was friends with Sydney Poitier.
Poitier?
Yeah, he was friends since childhood.
Oh, really?
That's how I got to meet Sydney.
Oh,
Through him.
really?
That's really
I was
cool.
like, whoa, and I didn't know that. You think of billionaire and you hear all the racist stereotypes.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. And that's when I learned at a young age how Hollywood keeps us in this
Yeah.
illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Crazy.
Yeah. Makes you think, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
exactly.
does. It does.
So you're also a comedian.
Yes, I have a few jokes up my sleeve.
Do you do
One right there.
Do you do a lot? Do you do a lot of the Phoenix?
I've just gotten out here. I gotta give a big props to Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bobby's
Bobby
awesome.
Johnson is an amazing person out here because he helps struggling comedians get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really
And
good.
he opens up platforms for all nationalities.
Yes.
He
Everybody.
doesn't care.
It doesn't care. Yeah.
You know, and I live by that philosophy. I don't have time for racism.
Yeah.
Because then you can't get no good drugs. I mean, you go around being racist all you goddamn want. He got the best weed, so I'm gonna go over here with him. You know, you can be angry all day by yourself, homie. You know,
I'm gonna be
so
happy by the end of the night.
there you go. You know, so with that philosophy, I try to, keep that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
You know, I've worked with some of the most, people in, whoo, I
Really?
say, I can pick on the ones on TV, like my girl, she hates it. We watch TV and I go, I was there. Oh, I know them. I know right what that is. You're like, I can't watch nothing without you saying something. I'm like, that's just what it is, You're a bodyguard, you know all these people. I bodyguard in L.A. for damn near 15 years. And I was a chef for 10 in L.A.
Okay.
So you can imagine from
Yeah,
parties.
I know.
I had one client go, "Weren't you just here?" Yeah, I'm here to cook for you. What's up?
Yeah. I'm protecting you now. I'm cooking.
Yeah,
for you.
that's funny. I just, that's how you get to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
You go where you gotta go.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do. You meet the right people. It's a need
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
Like right now, you guys are filling a general need.
Yeah.
You're getting a voice out to people who can't get the real word or the real news out there. I was watching Gail King the other day. I'm pretty disgusted by her.
Oh. Tell us more.
Because in one breath you're downplaying R. Kelly. Now I'm not defending him. Trust me.
Yeah.
Don't care. But the man been doing this shit for 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden it's prevalent now.
Right?
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
but
Plus,
you're
that
not
documentary is what
But you're not-
re-sparked it. But you know what I mean? I don't.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Maybe
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably what really
And I
started
don't like
it.
cussing on radio,
Yeah.
but that piece of shit son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
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 Want to hear a true story? I got a lot of them.
Oh,
Trust me.
Yeah, we like true stories.
Harvey Weinstein, punk ass, 1997. A friend of mine was security. Went on patrol. We had to let the guy up to Fox Plaza, Fox Studios. He had to put a $4 million check at the door. He put it on the wrong damn door.
Oh.
Harvey came in pissed and angry, didn't want to hear no explanation. I almost got fired, but my friend got fired. A day later, somebody brings a check to the right floor. My friend lost his job.
Yeah.
He had family.
Mm-hmm.
He lost everything.
Yeah.
But you got your $4 million check.
Yeah.
No thank you, no nothing,
Didn't get his job back.
nothing.
Yeah. No.
You piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I know what you do to women. I'm a security. I was security before I was a high-level bodyguard. I was a regular security for all the movie industry. So I seen it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from Robert Wagner getting into it at the restaurant with the Count with the Duchess of Monte Carlo
Wow.
to, I've seen it, bruh. Wow. And I just sit back and crack the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, the only difference is that you're poor, they're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's very true.
Some stories I can go into, but then somebody coming after me for information.
Exactly.
But
Did they make you sign like NDAs and stuff like that
you
back
do.
then
You
or
do
whatever?
sign confidentiality.
Yeah.
That's why I can't speak of too many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 'cause you
And
don't
it's
wanna get in trouble.
also some of the clients are really good, and I'm a respectful person.
Right.
But that fucker Harvey, I don't give a fuck about him. Trust me. But you see it all, and it's kind of sad, But that's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood. Exactly.
It's tough.
They do what they want because they got
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's what they feel.
Yeah, I
guess
got
I mean-
out of.
We'll be there one day, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll be the next Harvey.
I left Hollywood.
It's
No,
all
just
you,
kidding.
buddy.
Please don't. Please don't. I left Hollywood. I got so sickening with it.
Yeah.
My last job was 10 years ago. One of my last jobs was with Suge Knight, Cat Williams. Was at a club.
Oh, I can only imagine what
It was
Suge Knight.
hilarious. Oh, it was
Both of them are
hilarious.
pretty
Oh,
off their...
Suge is not bad, dude.
No?
He's not bad?
I did some work with him a couple of times. Cool dude.
So they just portray him?
Cool dude. I mean, you got to understand, you a boss.
Yeah.
And in that world, being a boss, you're going to take shots.
Yeah.
And dealing in my community, in the black community, you can't be a weak boss.
Yeah.
That's just like being an Italian boss. You're going to be weak or what? So
Yep.
the way they tried to portray him was unfair because any boss, you know, is a dick.
Yeah.
Come
True.
on, let's be real.
Yeah,
Corporations run people out of their whole towns.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
never get to know a name because they don't step out there.
Oh, yeah, they do it under the
He
company.
messed up by stepping out there.
Yeah.
But you can't get mad at him for doing what he did.
So
I
do you
mean,
think-
don't get me wrong. The last thing he did by running over that dude was wrong. That was wrong, okay? That was wrong. You pushed the line with that one, homie. But as far as the other accusations around him, he did no different than the other boss I've met.
Do you think the NWA movie portrayed him correctly?
Hey, I'm
A
going to
little
have to
bit?
say yes.
Yeah?
I'm
Okay.
going to have to say he was no
Because he was
punk.
a little. I mean, yeah, he was a little.
He was no punk.
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
tell you that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I never got out of line with him.
Yeah.
But then again, I was on a different side of the job.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, respect is respect.
Yeah.
So I never had no issues. I never seen, but I've, you know,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Exactly.
I just want to point out real quick, your ice cream is so good. Scott's over here making a mess with
Yeah,
it.
I'm dropping all over myself.
Blow your mind, sweet.
It's good. It's really good.
Hey, Mark, you want some of mine?
Did you eat it all?
Oh, it's all gone. Yeah.
Of course you did.
Now, wait till you get the CBD version. Because we have one that's going to take, I've been working really hard on it. Like I said, I suffer from rheumatoid arthritis and degenerative arthritis. So I'm just a walking fuck up. That's it. You know, I'm like you donate my body to science fiction. All right?
You could tell when it's about to rain.
Yeah, I can tell you when it's going to sprinkle. If a dog pissed next to me, my bones hurt.
You start turning into
Trust
the
Oh, it's so humid outside.
Oh, my God.
you gotta get the oil can.
Trust me, I don't even like to open up my freezer. I send my girl to get ice cream.
And you deal with the ice cream.
No, I get my girl to get the ice cream. I tell her how to make it. That's it. But it's going to take care of, I'm trying to work out to where it takes care of the pain.
Yeah.
If you have cancer or HIV or any illness that makes you lose weight, or if you just want to gain weight,
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure, because the ice cream itself will help you do that. And then with the CBD content, we'll take out the pain. And then I have another ingredient that's going to help with all type of like stomach problems and things.
Yeah.
Are you familiar
Gastro.
with? Yeah. And that's a good one. I've been
To be
working
more on
with
a
that.
regular, I'm guessing.
Not so much more of a regular. That's one aspect of it. But to me, it's helped me. I've been taking it for a while, and it's helped me with my blood pressure.
Oh, wow.
It helped me get off of other pills and things. I don't take no blood pressure medication. I haven't taken any blood pressure medication for I'll say about 15 years.
Wow. And so you were high blood pressure before?
Yes, I had
Okay.
hypertension diagnosed when I was 15. I was in the black community. You know, we eat a lot of cheeseburgers.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fat little bastard. You know, I tell you, they test drive you there. You know,
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
Come on, come on now. You go to the store, you get a whole line of diabetes set up for you there. And all the diabetes got names. It got M&M's, Snickers, you know, Twix. You know, these are names that are called diabetes.
And it's
you
$2 for
know.
$1.
$2 for $1.
$2 for
Cheap as
$1.
you get.
$1.
It's
You
better
get it.
than malt liquor.
Yep.
Cheap as you can get. I mean, cheap as you can get, you know? So, I mean, you got to take all that in consideration. And then on top of the medicines they give you to counterbalance that so you can keep buying their products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I tell you right now, if you're a diabetic, unless you were born with juvenile diabetes, if you inherited diabetes from bad diet or lack of exercise, you can kind of reverse that.
You can.
You can reverse
Yeah.
that.
They don't want to tell you that it can be.
You
'cause
can reverse
They
that
don't want to keep giving you pills. And
because that's a market.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
that's what one thing I don't care for is the market.
Yeah.
I mean, we all need to live. We all need to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't, but to have excessively is outrageous.
Yeah.
One person, I mean, everybody giving this Jeff Bezos and all Walmart and Bill Gates, fuck them.
Yeah.
You defleeced our country. You're pieces of shit. You you taken away from mom and pop.
Yeah.
You taken away from community.
Yeah.
You turned Walmart into this conglomerate.
Yeah.
And all your products come from over fucking seas.
Yeah.
So what do you build here?
Yeah.
And then you got
That
our
is true.
politicians. The only states that allow something to be built, and I hate to say it, and this is when the racism comes in, and it's not the general person's fault. It's big business and government's fault.
Yeah.
Because there's no way for you to have contracts isolated to Ohio
Oh,
or
yeah.
Idaho or Arizona.
Yeah.
And then you only have certain contracts that go to Mississippi or down to Connecticut. You're taking out certain industries
yeah.
and sending them over there. Where do we do?
Yeah.
And then you're raping our kids from skills.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
When we were kids, we had shop
yeah,
classes.
Yeah, they don't
Now
even
you
teach
don't
that
have
stuff
shit.
anymore. Yeah,
No.
there's no trade stuff really.
And
unless
then you want to endorse everything to this bullshit concept of computers.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna even get on that stuff. Because it's so far-fetched that I would have you thinking you eating my ice cream blow your mind.
Yeah.
You'll be sitting there like, what the fuck is this guy
We can't
talk
talk
to
too
David
much shit about the
Wilcox?
internet. That's where we're living
I
right
mean,
now. So.
Yeah.
You must think I hang out with David Wilcox or something.
Yeah.
You know, but it's this is the what we're on. This is
Yeah,
the real.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what they pass off as fiction and fantasy, there's no parts of reality.
Yeah.
You know, and we're dealing with an awakening. And I'm waiting to see how it gets shut down. The last time it was shut down was with a World War I and II.
Yeah.
And you think we're dealing with that? Yeah.
That was an awakening.
Yeah.
They came back, just like we had now. If you go back to the archives of the history back then, you'll see. And to end it all off, when that awakening happened, it ended off in the Battle of 1932.
Mm-hmm.
The battle over L.A. They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But it happened. Documentation. So another awakening is happening. I'm waiting to see how it transpires or how it transpires, but we'll see. We'll see.
What are
Wow.
you? What are you thinking is gonna?
Well,
You think it's going to be with another country? You think it's going to be internal? What do you think?
it's
So
gonna-
another civil war?
That's
Oh.
you never. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's got to be a
It's
war.
gonna- it's
Is it
gonna
going to be
beyond-
civil? Is it going to be?
It's going to be beyond what our comprehension is.
Wow.
Because we're already in the middle of it. We
Yeah.
have a
So it could be
docile-
aliens.
I think it could be boiling.
Well, that's the one thing that's funny. The who wants to awaken us,
Oh, it might not be.
Yeah.
and who wants to keep us dormant.
Yep.
So,
Ice cream for thought.
There you go.
blow your mind, sweets.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you have going on comedy-wise? Being in the Valley,
Comedy-wise.
new to the scene.
I've hooked up, like I say, with Bobby Johnson and Lamar Mitchell. They've been really instrumental to me. Bobby opens up the open mic, the platform to get yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Lamar just recently, himself actually, I'm just assisting him because he's his own entity. He's has acquired the open mic at Stir Crazy, which is really awesome.
Was Lamar the guy running the show at the last place that we were
No,
at?
he was not. No, he wasn't even there at that.
Oh, was he not?
He wasn't there, but he has the open mic at Stir Crazy on the first of every month.
Oh, cool.
And then he has another show that I might be participating in at the 23rd of June. That's another show, Just Ridiculous.
Okay, cool.
Other than that, I worked with Joshua Harris, which is
Oh.
really
Oh,
good.
nice.
Yeah, he's a favorite to the show.
Friend of the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and Bobby
Really
both,
cool.
really.
Yeah, T. Kingsley, that's another awesome dude working with him. I got some future work with him coming up.
Nice.
I met some really great guys out here.
Yeah, it's really
Drake Bell, he's another one. Dustin, he's another one.
How do you
That's
feel the comedy scene is here in Arizona?
I like it.
Especially you being
Yeah, you've
in
been
LA,
LA.
where
I
it's
started-
huge.
I
out
started
there.
in LA, but in LA I started on, the brother circuit. I was working my way up to the open circuit of the comedy club, Laugh Factory, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get stopped. You get stopped at the door. The waiting list is very long, which is understandable. It's a famous place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also real biased. And I'm not saying so much for racist, it's just about who you know and who you blow.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Who you know,
Okay.
who you blow.
Or who
That's
you blow
Hollywood.
with.
Yeah, who you blow with and who you blow.
Yeah.
That's it. Point blank simple. Who you know, who you blow.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood. So
Really?
on that detail, I'll say far as that's what made it hard. Is
Okay.
where out here, they're starving for entertainment.
Yeah.
So if you have it,
They're gonna.
it's
they're-
open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you have an inch of a little bit of ingenuity, then
Yeah.
it's yours to take.
Yeah.
So I love it.
That's
I
pretty good.
love it.
Yeah.
You know, it's open. And the one thing I love about the stigma of Arizona is races everywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's racist.
Very true.
Every community is going to be racist. Okay? But I've been met with a bunch of warm welcomes and love out here. I haven't really met any, the peripheral racism.
Which you would think, I mean, because being a red state, you know what I mean? You would think that from
it.
the outside, you would think that, right?
Yeah.
Because we are.
I've had more racism from a blue state
Than a red state, And I've lived here my whole life. Right, so like I don't know, and I'm so racist.
He has so much privilege too.
There's so much privilege.
That's why you got a half amigo.
Yeah,
so 2.5 amigos.
Yeah, I'm only the half. I'm only the half.
Amigo.
Well, I'm 2.5. They're just the rest. So that's how much I started out with. Nah, I'm just saying that living here my whole life, like I've never known. Like I guess I've just been maybe blind to it or whatever. But it's always seemed like you're saying it hasn't been too racist.
It's
really,
everywhere.
that I would think. I mean, but it is everywhere, like you're saying.
It's fueled by the media.
Yeah,
because it's a fear.
It's fear.
And on top of it, I mean, me personally, I mean, as a kid, we were raised in my community, Democrat.
Yeah.
When I become older and started to gain investments, man, I want to keep my goddamn.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying reparations or nothing, but what the fuck? It's like, hold up here.
I'm not giving all my money away.
Yeah.
Right?
So I understand, and on top of it, I'm a big believer. Pull your fucking weight.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I don't have time for someone to lay around while I'm working, and then you want to gain off of me.
Yeah.
What good is that? So
that's true.
Honestly,
I do.
Honestly, I mean, and then if you look at the lineage of it all, like I like to say, history itself. Republicans did more than any motherfucking Democrats. Democrats keep you in somewhere of a state of an illusion.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand what Democrats stand for, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah,
we try to stay away from
politics.
Politics is a topic.
Yeah.
As we wind the show down, we like to have a topic, or not a topic. It's what is it? A category? Either way, we do trash talk.
Oh yeah.
There's little topics in this can here in front of you. If you want to reach in there, grab one.
Hopefully nothing too crazy. I don't know. Like I said, I just
question, and then we
all answer it.
Yeah, we all answer it, and then go from there.
Let's see. What outdoor activity have you tried but always wanted to? Haven't tried but always wanted to.
An outdoor activity you haven't tried but you always wanted to. Okay.
So maybe like you can say like bungee jumping or like.
Hell no, I ain't want to try that.
Me neither. I'm just
I was a
thinking.
fat kid. I just knew the bungee was going to pop. Hell no.
Ice cream was your calling.
That's it, man. No way, homie.
So yours is, I want to try ice cream outdoors. No.
I'm a big surfer.
Oh.
Okay.
I love the boogie
really?
board. Yeah, I know he looks like a black guy surfer. Trust me. I was the only brother on the beach. Me and this African. I swear to God.
Really?
Manhattan Beach. I bullshit you not. It was just me and the African, and we surfed so much together, we became friends. Because I would see him 30 yards down, I'd be like, hey, my brother. He'd be like, hey, my brother. And I'd be like, okay, yeah.
That's funny.
So, I mean, but yeah, I surf. I love to surf.
There you go.
I get high as shit, and I surf my ass off.
That's
Boogie board like a motherfucker.
I love boogie boarding.
I love it, man.
When I go to Cali, I love boogie
Oh
boarding.
my God!
Yeah.
I
I think
off
I'm going to steal your answer because I've never surfed, so that would be something I'd want to do. Never done it, so.
Oh, okay. So no, I would love to. I mean, even though
Something you haven't done, I guess.
Yeah, skydive.
Skydiving?
Yeah, even though I'm kind of like,
I would be scared to do that,
scared, but I
I'm
think
always high, so I skydive.
every day.
Right.
It's not a big thing, bro.
Yeah.
Skydiving is on the on my bucket list.
Is it? Okay.
But I don't know if I could go surfing because I just end up in the water like a buoy, just floating.
For real.
Not
I was
that way,
going to
but
ski.
yeah.
I wanted to go skiing before
I've
the
never done that
arthritis.
either. I've never done that
another
either.
thing.
Before the arthritis got so bad, I wanted to ski.
Ski.
I
See,
really
I've
wanted
never
to
done
ski.
that either.
But when the arthritis got bad, I was like, nah.
Yeah, no.
I break legs too fast. I'm good.
Yeah, I would be like on the little tryout thing where they do it with the fries. Was it the fry? That's how they train you how to do it, like how to move. It's like
I've never
V
done it.
or French fry V. Or, I don't know. I've seen it in movies. I've never done it, so I don't know. Maybe that's not true. But that's what I would.
Doesn't sound like you've never done it.
I've never done it. That's another thing I wanted to do.
Instead of broke back mommy, broke leg mommy.
We had it. We reviewed that movie.
Nah, I'm good.
We never saw it, and we all watched it together and reviewed it.
Yeah, we held hands
know,
while
We held
watching
hands
it.
and ate popcorn.
I'm not touching that subject with a 10-foot pole. You say something today, 20 years from now,
It comes back.
Yeah, it comes back to you.
the gay mafia is real.
It
I tell you now, the gay mafia is real. They are the Hollywood Sopranos.
That's true.
We may find out later. So just, because that's another avenue.
Our guest later.
Wait till you get to that big $1 million. You made a few comments the other day, I say, fellas.
Yeah.
Watch is going to come back to haunt your ass.
You should touch on that. What
when
happened?
we started this podcast, we talked to each other on this, and we were like, "Hey, if things come down to it, we will never apologize for anything that we ever say at all."
They gonna make y'all eat crow.
I mean, I guess we say that, right? You say that now.
It's gonna be so funny.
$1 million.
I'm gonna tell you how they gonna do it. I'm gonna give you a glimpse into the future, fellas.
We're gonna take away this.
Your show right now gonna be recording. And somebody gonna be standing there with a big old pocketbook on the other side there with a briefcase like this, and you're gonna be like, I gotta say I'm sorry for that time I said. And then they're gonna make it even worse. They're gonna probably have somewhere where you're gonna need something, or your family gonna need something. You're gonna have a little contract beside you. I really, my deepest sincerity.
I didn't mean to say that.
I'm so sorry.
You'll never apologize my ass.
Yep.
I see $1 million.
Well, what's funny is we just most recently got kicked out of a podcast network on Twitter.
He did.
Over 150 different
It's us
podcasts
Damn.
together. Yeah. I don't know if we really want to bring this up.
You could just say
We
kind
made comments, I guess. One of them. So this network specifically just got their first all-cast female podcast, and we made a little joke. Well, I made a little joke about. Have you ever seen the movie Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield?
That shit funny as hell.
Yeah. So I said, now the 2.5 Amigos can take off our Ladybugs uniform and get pass the torch over, which was kind of tongue-in-cheek. It wasn't that inappropriate.
That's nothing bad. I thought you said their first endorsement would be tampons.
Yeah.
That would have been something, like
should.
Always with Wings will give their first endorsement, like that's something, like.
Well, in this network, you can post your episodes to one of their DM groups where they then would retweet this episode out to their audience and so on and so on. We do the same thing. We put our episode in there. Well, they were doing it wrong. They were just like copy and pasting versus sending the message directly to help make it easier to retweet it out to everybody. So one of the podcasts said, hey, you should DM it directly to it. And then another podcast said, if you DM it to the group, you'll get more exposure because we easily can send it out. And I said, DM nudes so you can expose yourself.
That's a good one.
So then the leader of this podcast network, their name Rise Up Community or whatever it is,
you should have known right there with that name.
Yeah,
Right
Rise
there.
Up. They're a Canadian. They're a Canadian group too.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, so they
double
wanted
bad.
us. They wanted us to apologize. They wanted me to apologize, and I specifically was like,
gave you the
I'm
boot,
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, we're going to remove you from the group.
You don't be talking about the moose people now, yeah?
We're going to remove you from the group because you guys are insulting. What other words did they use? They used quite a few different words to describe us.
Hold up. Canada gave us who? The Baldwins. Canada gave us the motherfuckers who created South Park.
Yeah.
Canada got half of the run.
No, are they not from?
One of them is.
Yeah.
I know they gave us Conan O'Brien.
Oh, yeah,
That's the Canadian bomb right there.
We'll keep him.
I mean, what the fuck? Canada give us their trash, and then we turn around and can't say nothing about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't plan to go up there anytime soon, so fuck Canada.
The only thing that they got right is when they legalized the whole country.
Huh?
Legalize
Legalize
weed
the whole country.
in the whole country.
Weed.
Who cares?
That's the only good thing.
They still stuck up their ass.
That's true. That is true.
A whole country who smoke weed and you still act like retards. Oh, that's because we under the French Revolution. That's why.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we got kicked out, but
That's all right.
We're in other
ones.
Yeah,
so.
we're in another podcast network. One specifically is which kind of suits to our show for the most part. It's called Drama City Network, Podcast Network. Yeah. And we bring the drama.
That's true. That's true.
That's for sure.
Or at least it surrounds around us.
That's not bad though. I mean, once again, we getting too soft and sensitive with this.
And that's why
too far.
That's why we're saying, the goal is to not apologize. I mean, we just want to be real and.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that bothers me because doesn't that obstruct your First Amendment?
It does.
So
that's why we
try to silence
That's
you?
what's
Is that
killing
what you
me right now because in one breath we have the First Amendment, but then you're getting cut off from media's coverage because of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
conversations.
Yep.
That makes no sense.
Exactly.
And then it's selected because Lord knows I watch Family Guy, and that's some of the most uncensored shit in the world. I mean, he goes from racial to gay to it's like
They'll hit on every subject.
Everything.
Yeah.
But Seth MacFarlane sits on a pile of gold. So I mean, where's the fairness in that shit?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that comes on between American Dad, Family Guy, and Cleveland Show. Mm-hmm. He runs all three. Mm-hmm. It's on 24 hours a day, along with South Park.
It really is true.
So, and Futurama.
Well, that one's done. But they were on for a while.
But it's still on.
Yeah.
It's still on between Sci-Fi Network and...
Is it?
Cartoon.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
like the
reruns.
reruns.
The
Yeah.
reruns. The reruns are on for 8 hours a day.
I could see them bringing that back.
They just
Along
celebrated their
with Friends.
20th year.
Yeah.
So I don't
Who's
know
that?
what that means. Futurama,
Oh.
20 years of being around, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing.
Which is
It has been
pretty
around for
crazy.
20 years. It came out in 1999.
Well,
Yeah.
Country, we really appreciate that you took time out to come on
Yes.
that show.
Love the ice cream.
Yes,
Thanks
the ice cream is
Thank you.
delicious.
Yeah,
so
nicely
everybody
done.
needs
Really
to
good.
go and find Blow Your
Yeah,
Mind
throw
Sweets.
out your shout outs again as far as like
We'll make
where
sure that
can
we
find
add
it.
all these links to
Yeah.
our episode
You
as
can
we
go to
post it.
Facebook, just punch in Blow Your Mind Sweets, one word, Blow Your Mind Sweets, and put your orders in there.
And
Go
how
from
much
there.
how much does it come in? Like, is it like a quart or like a
We have
gallon?
6
or?
ounce. We have 6-ounce cups. We have 10-ounce cups, and we have gallons.
Gallons?
And
Nice.
half gallons. Can't have a gallon without having a half gallon. But we have we do the price for 1 cup is $3 a cup, two for $5.
That's not bad. That's
Not
good.
bad at all.
Yeah.
Handmade, so you got to pay the
It's-
people who make it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good
yeah.
stuff.
So yeah, we do. We keep it that way, and like I say, we want to be a small organization, but branch out
Yep.
Yeah.
so we can keep the basis of what it means to be human.
Yeah.
Where can we catch you next for your comedy stuff?
I'll be at the next. You guys are hosting the next competition.
Oh,
okay.
you'll
I'm
be in
in
that
the next
competition.
one. I'm in the next competition. So y'all will be
dang
hosting.
it.
Now we're gonna have to push
See,
them along to the
damn.
next. You have to win now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get y'all extra ice cream for that
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be at the boycott.
I'll be getting my
bar.
ice cream there from you some more.
Yeah, see, I got the hookup.
Getting paid.
Meet me around the corner.
Pay me an ice cream.
I think the next competition will be at the boycott bar.
We did
Yeah.
say in our when we were at the last
Yeah, it
judging,
is.
Yeah,
we
we'll be
did
there.
take bribes. So
We did. We did.
I mean, we didn't take bribes, but we said we would.
But yeah, that was a good comedy show. There was some,
It was.
some
Oh,
good,
yeah.
good
We,
folks in there.
Yeah, everybody brought their A game, and that was very tough for us to
Yeah,
make that
it was-
decision.
There was some good people there.
So we're excited to see you go through yours, especially since we missed your open mic when we had.
Yeah,
the
even
game.
though
y'all left.
I'm probably not
Y'all
going to be there.
Are you not gonna be at this one?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be at this one. That's my anniversary.
Oh,
we'll
no,
see.
no.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get in a fight, so we'll see.
You should bring her down there. Bring her down.
Oh,
there.
that's a
Yeah,
good
there you go.
There you
Anniversary
go.
comedy.
That's it.
There you
Comedy
go.
on down there. Maybe
Yeah,
take her
comedy
somewhere nice,
show.
then take her to a shitty Clemmy club. You'll get
Yep.
big laughs, but
Yep.
it'll be a shitty place.
Yes.
Don't you worry.
Yeah.
But that's a good place. I love the boycott.
Yeah, it
bar.
was
It's a
cool.
place. It's a
I've
little
never
kick
been there
bar.
before
It's not your type of
because
bar.
it's a different
It's a different bar.
It's a different place I probably wouldn't go normally, but yeah.
Like I say, I don't have no time for discrimination. I don't have no time for none of that.
There you go.
I don't rock the rainbow, but you know, I'll wave to the rainbow.
Yeah.
You know, I got
Yeah.
no beef with the rainbow. I just don't rock the rainbow. That's all.
Very true. Very
And
true.
that's something that, as men these days, is getting kind of sad to see that it's a war on straight men. But you
Yeah.
can't get mad because we had a war on gay men back in the early 70s,
Yeah,
80s, and
we
90s.
did.
Yeah.
So it's just turned tables.
Turn the tables. Yeah.
But I didn't do nothing bad to nobody. So why the fuck
Stuck in
I'm
the middle-
suffering?
stuck in the middle.
I'm stuck in the middle of this shit. It is what it is, you know. But you got to be loving to all. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on down and get some laughs at the boycott bar, goddammit.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
Down in Phoenix.
You'll
We'll be
catch
down
us there the next couple weekends, or
Yeah.
not weekends, Wednesdays.
Wednesday, and then the finals Friday. The
Yeah, but
following.
he's
Is it
taking
somebody
a
else?
break. Well,
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be like the
I don't know the-
following No,
Yeah.
it'll be on the 12th.
Will it?
It's on the 12th.
We'll have to get with Bobby and
We have to
figure it
figure
out.
that out.
Yeah, Bobby knows.
Yeah.
We try to keep in contact with him, but like trying to get him on the horn sometimes is just.
Bobby's a
Oh,
busy
he's
man.
busy.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, he's
It's
busy.
tough. It's no joke.
Well, again, we appreciate you came
Awesome.
out.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for our
much.
country. Appreciate it, bud.
Appreciate
Yes.
it, man. Appreciate it. Next time we come down, I'll have another interview and talk about some CBD.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
There we
sounds
go.
good.
Yes.
Awesome.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.